Hello everyone, this is Locke and welcome back to a quick video on the Great Build YouTube channel. I just finished getting the rest of my parts in the mail recently from GoBricks. If you're not familiar with GoBricks, they are the parts supplier for other LEGO similar compatible brands, such as Fantasy and even LumaBricks, which you might be able to find on Amazon. They're actually doing pretty well in the space, but you can also order pieces directly from GoBricks, and there's a few perks to doing it. One, I found their clutch power is the exact same as LEGO parts, so there's like little to no difference in the ability to connect them. They hold in just as nice, and additionally, you can also get these pieces in colors that either LEGO doesn't make, or very hard to find colors that you might be able to get easier through GoBricks. The only difference that you'll notice with the parts is, well, there is no logo on them. But other than that, these are really, really good parts, so I wanted to run you through them real quick. And at the end, I want to talk about some parts that come in this small block tech kit, and the fact that I'm definitely buying more of these so that I can use them in my LEGO City. So let's get started with the main selection of pieces. The first piece we're going to look at is a rather simple one, but I needed these for a lot of things, and this is the 1x4 hinge plate that comes in two separate pieces in dark azure. Now, I did a bit of basic research and could not find any LEGO set that features these pieces for at least any piece in this color, so this was a good pickup from GoBricks. As you can see, they came in packs of many. In this case, there were 50 of each, and you could buy them separately. Now, these are really good parts, so I don't mind having a lot of them, but for some people, they may not need this many. But I'll be happy to let you know that not counting the shipping cost, each pack of these was about $2.50 for 50 of them. So you get a good value for your money, even if you only needed a few. I personally got these in dark azure because I have a lot of builds I'm doing in my channel's colors that are dark azure and lime green, thus that's why I chose this color for this element. And if you're curious, it does have the same amount of strength as the LEGO equivalent of this piece, so you don't have to worry about it being too flimsy when it comes to being able to adjust the position of it a little bit. Now let's move on to another dark azure piece that I've picked up. So, for this next piece that we're going to take a look at, this is the 1x4x6 door frame element. And it is another element where LEGO has not really released it in this color yet, from what I was able to do my basic searches on Bricklink. But I am actually really, really happy with how this came out. The color matching is pretty consistent with GoBricks, all things considered. All the colors match the leading brand and many other brick brands as well. But this part was essential for a build that I'll be taking a look at in a future video, but I think it's really cool that you can get these in so many different colors. Now, of course, the next piece that I have here ties in with that a little bit. That being, here we have the lime green door element that it will fit in this frame here. Now, this brick here, this door panel, has a very, very special reason why I picked it up. Most door panel colors you can easily get from most LEGO sets these days. However, this one was only released officially by LEGO in a LEGO house set. And if you're unfamiliar with those, it means you have to travel all the way to Billund, Denmark to go to the LEGO house and then purchase this set there. However, from what I've seen, it can be bought on the aftermarket for a significantly upscaled price. However, GoBricks here offered me one of these for a pretty good deal of about $3.50. Way better than the prices elsewhere, and I did need some of these for my own builds, but of course I'm building a LEGO City on a budget and really do not want to have to shell out the extra money for significant pieces that I need that only show up in random exclusive LEGO house sets, for example. So, with that out of the way, let's move on to the next two parts, which are by far the most interesting parts. So, you might be thinking, why are these parts so interesting? And that's because, well, they're molds that LEGO has never made before, but are actually really useful pieces that I've picked up here. The first one right in front of us here is a 1x1 plate that's like half of the height of a plate, with studs on both sides. Now, this is something that LEGO doesn't really do with their own parts, but many other brands, including Mega Bloks and even other things like Block Tech, have done it before. So it's kind of cool to be able to get these. I picked up a set of 100 of them in gold, which is very cool. There's definitely many uses that I have for these in the future, And if you're looking for parts that aren't really Lego parts that Lego will make, but still want to look for parts to use in your custom builds, GoBricks is a good option for that too, I'd say. Next to it, though, we have this little, weird bar connector element. And this is a Technic pin that has a ball socket on the other side. So you can use this with any mixel joints from your Lego sets or other brands, and it's just another versatile piece that you can use that adds all of these different connection points that you previously couldn't do on this end of the mixel joints. So I picked up a solid 50 of those as well. And of course, all these parts were under $5 each, and when you pair multiple parts from the same shipper from GoBricks, you can actually save on shipping costs, so maybe consider that as well. But real quick, I want to touch on the BlockTech kit that I picked up recently. So the reason why I'm throwing this little kit in here is because I have some uses of these parts that come in this kit that I plan to use in the near future, and I also wanted to point out another way to get bricks for really cheap if you really only want to get a small selection of cool pieces. This is the BlockTech Retro Blocks cassette player, which actually surprisingly only retails for $1 US at Five Below's. So if you can find this at any of your Five Below's, I know their stock tends to change from time to time, but if you find this at a Five Below, it's a really, really good thing for road plate pieces. And why do I say that? Well, first off, check this out. This kit on the bottom side of the cassette player build utilizes a 2x4 and a 4x4 tile in light bluish gray. And those are both really, really good pieces to use for road plates to make road sizes that aren't necessarily, your typical 8 or 16 stud wide road. And on top of all that, they have these really cool modified tiles that look to have a grate system on them. Now, the main reason why I'm picking a lot of these up is because I can use these to add drainage systems to my Lego City roads. And these do better than just a normal grill tile because they physically don't look like something you could get your minifigure foot stuck in. So, this is overall a really cool small kit. It has plenty of other useful parts, and it's not all parts that you'd be familiar with from the leading brand. There is a sticker sheet that's not required for the build, but if you're looking for parts for road plates, I would always check what your Five Below has in stock from BlockTech specifically, because this brand has surprised me once again with a new build that actually had parts that I can use. So, with that out of the way, I think I'm going to end this video here. So let's move all these other parts that I've picked up in, and the main reason why I went and did this order was for a couple of projects that you'll probably be seeing at some point in the future. But the main reason why I wanted to showcase this in a video was to bring attention to the fact that there's a lot of people out there that claim to be Lego purists, and while that's not inherently a bad thing, I tend to look to other brands occasionally, and this is exactly why. I've found parts in colors that are either super hard or difficult or expensive to obtain, parts that just don't exist in those colors, and even some pieces that just don't exist at all within Lego that will work perfectly for my custom builds. And of course, cheaper ways to get yourself some tiles that you can use for road plates that really just you won't notice the difference when it's actually in your display. So with that out of the way, tell me what you think about these in the comments down below. I normally don't request too much about comments, but I'm curious to see what your takes are on some of these elements that I've picked up. And I have some other things coming up soon, including a couple Lego City videos, and another thing I found at Five Below for a really good value that I wanted to show off just to compare it to, how Lego's pricing system works. So, with that, thank you all for watching this video. I hope I'll see you in the next one, and I hope you all have a great day.